Good morning and happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded. For those of you that might be new here, what we typically do is go over crypto news or news in general in the space. I update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see who's here in the house, and then we'll get into this. Mr. Dan R. Good to see you, buddy. 56, perfect. My man. My first member is in the house. Appreciate you, buddy. Miss Pocket Change, 99.9k subs. We are almost there. We need like 26 more people. I just looked right before this. Super excited, and I appreciate you all. You guys are all awesome. Daddy Chill, what's up, dude? I think I already said that. Leo Lustig, what's up, man? Steven Cicero, Frogman, good morning. Andrew Massad's in the house. Let's see who else is here. NJ Webb, what's up, man? Good morning. Tim I Am Crypto MB, 10 minutes to midnight. Love that name. All right, everybody else I missed, I apologize, but we got to get through this today, so let's do it. Bitcoin, $60,200, $214 to be exact. It dropped as I was reading it, so threw me off a bit. Ethereum at 2541. We had a crazy pullback yesterday. Honestly, I don't think it's anything to worry about. Everything's been doing well. It's not a big deal, right? Solana 148 bucks. We got XRP 58 cents. We got LTC at 62 bucks. We got ADA at 36 cents. Let's see, 56, dude. Thank you for being a member for 40 months, dude. Perfect. Jesus, that is so long. You're insane. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's see, ETC's at 18.99, just under 19 bucks. We got Near Protocol at $4.53. Looks like Caspa is at 16.3. Caspa had a little bit of a drop yesterday. It was around 17 cents. Now it's 16.3, so could be worse, right? Could be worse. ICP, if anybody cares, $7.98. Sui's down today 5.34% to 84 cents. Mr. Steven Cicero, thanks for being a member for 27 months, a little behind 56, he says. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. Dogecoin is at 10 cents, a little over 10 cents. BNB 545 bucks. Honestly, nothing else really jumping out at me. There's a bunch of drama with Toncoin, you guys know. It's up to $5.45 as of right now. This is the Telegram coin. If anybody else besides Hawk didn't know, that is why it dropped on the news. Anyways, over here, crypto bubbles, we got dogs 27% up on the day. I have no idea anything about this coin. I'm assuming it's a meme coin. I don't even know what chain it's on. I have no idea. I've never looked into it, but it broke into 79th place at an $804 million market cap. That's crazy. It's freaking meme coins, man. Popcat 12.8% up. I feel like every time we have a big pullback on everything else, like these memes just pop off. It's crazy. Let's see. Dog is on Ton Network. Oh, all right. That makes way more sense. That makes way more sense why it's popping off now. Okay. All right. Well, that would explain it. That would definitely explain it, why this one has risen 23 ranks. It got kicked out of 100 yesterday during our stream, so it's kind of interesting, to say the least. Yeah, weird, very weird. Anyways, Popcat again 12.8% up on the day, if anybody cares. 75 cents. This Floki is up 5%. We have Sats down 5.2. HNT is up 4.3 to $7.04. Maker over here is down 10.5% to 19.15. That coin is expensive as hell. Near Protocol is down 3.2% today to $4.53. I think this is a steal, to be honest. Near Protocol is probably going to do well. Let's see, Crow down here 2.7% down. I don't usually look at that, but 8 cents. LTC again down 1.4%. I actually got some LTC yesterday. Bonk down 3.5%. If anybody cares. Anybody still holding Bonk? Actually, weird. I'm shocked it's still alive, to be honest. That's my opinion. All right, Flashbang Fear and Greed Index looking like a 30. Bruh. Look at this, dude. Look at this. Just had a crazy pullback from the scare yesterday. Man, shaking out the weak hands. Shaking out the weak hands is what we're doing. Down to 30. It was neutral yesterday at 48, and last week was actually fear 26. We need this, though. We need to bounce it around here, consolidation area, right before the election and all the bullshit. All right, moving on. Let's see. CoinGecko. We have the top 10 coins by coin market cap over here on CoinGecko. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, USDC, XRP, Lotto Staked Ether, Dogecoin, and Tron is back in 10th place, or is in 10th place at a $13.8 billion market cap. We have Toncoin in 11th place at a 13.8, and Cardano is actually in 12th place now at a 12.8. Interesting, very interesting. Scrolling down a bit, Shiba's been obviously kicked down the ranks a little bit from you know, those other two climbing the ranks pretty quick. It's at an $8.2 billion market cap. If anybody cares, I still hold Shiba. I'm still waiting for it to pump. It's one of those coins I've literally had on Coinbase for about 2 years. Crypto KJ, thank you for the 2 is that the pounds? Is that British pounds? Is that what that one is? I forget, I'm sorry. But he says daily S19K profits so you can feed the kids. Appreciate you. Thank you. You guys, we're gonna spring for the beef ramen tonight. All right. LTC is at 24th place. We got Uniswap at 25th place. What's going on with Uniswap actually? Is anybody I know there was a lot of drama with that actually. That's DJ screaming. Love it. I know there's a lot of drama going on with Uniswap, and was it the SEC, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I wonder how that whole thing's playing out. I haven't heard anything else new about it, to be honest. Caspa still holding the top 30 in 28th place, looking pretty good. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Where's Near Protocol is at a $5 billion market cap. Near Protocol, pretty neat. Let's see. I'll go to the 1 year real quick, the max. October 2020 it came out. Interesting. All-time high about 2 years ago, $20. Interesting. We're gonna see. I think it's cheap as of right now. It's cheap. We have Cardano too. Cardano is stupid cheap right now. I've been DCing a little bit here and there into Cardano, and I don't know. I think it's an easy 6x on your money. It's just my opinion. The bull run hits. I think this coin's gonna climb with everything else. It's how it always does. It plays out every single time. 2017, 2021, and then 2024, 2025. That's gonna be my guess. All right, moving on. Mining. Want to see what we got over here. You guys know I like to timestamp this stuff at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Over here we got the AL1 Pro. Oh, actually, you know what? Look at the profits. Profits actually went up. You know why they went up? Let's look at this. I looked at it this morning because I almost X'd out this tab, and then I noticed that ant pool looks like they did their burn test for about 24 hours, and then the hash rate came right off the pool. You guys can see is 855 terahashes as of right now, and there was over 2 or 3 almost. Oh, there's over 3 petahashes. Holy shit. Oh my god. It went up to 3.45 petahashes. Holy hell. So you guys lucked out for at least another couple weeks until these units get shipped. All right, that's what they were doing. They were testing them all, making sure they all worked. They had to grab a little bit of money, get all of their wallet addresses into these bitches before they send them to you, so you guys forget to put your stuff in there and just plug them in. That's what they're hoping for, and that's what they're doing. So just saying. Anyways, the AL1 Pro 16.6 terahash is actually going up in price. They probably shut it off, to be honest, so they look better over here on the charts to sell more. That would be my guess. $244 a day. We get the AL1 Pro 15.6 terahash unit making $229 a day. We got the KS5 Pro 21 terahashes over here, $25.50 a day. We get the KS5 20 terahash unit making $24.29. The Antminer L9 Dogecoin and Litecoin miner. You know what? I forgot to look into that Bells thing yesterday. Damn it. I knew I was forgetting to do something. $17.26 a day. Here, if you triple mine, you might make a couple more bucks a day, but I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know yet. The KS5M 15 terahash unit making $15.46 a day. We get the AL Box 2. I still got this thing. Oh no, I lied. This is the 2 Plus. Sorry. The 1 terahash unit making $14.11 a day. This unit they just announced on their Twitter, and they said to guess the price of it in the comments. I was looking for a price this morning. I didn't see it. If you guys know, please let me know. Let's see. Where is it? The AL Box 2. This one right here. This is the one I have in the solar trailer right now. Actually, I got to start giving some hash rate away to my VIPs again. 720 gigahashes over here. 360 watts. $10 a day. $10.12 a day, basically. Yeah, I don't know. Between... This thing was making $40 a day when I first got it. between this and the new AL0, wherever that is, right here, AL0, I got that in the solar trailer as well. I should be making about 15 or 16 bucks a day with these, right? This is the 400 gigahash unit from Ice River at 100 watts. I'm still guessing. I'm willing to bet money on the new ALO Pro. I bet they will release a new version 3 weeks from now. They're gonna announce a new version, I bet, or the price is just gonna drop drastically on these things. One or the other. There's really no way around it. We're gonna have the Bitmain Antminer L7 9050. You guys know I got this thing down at Terra Hosting. Shout out to them if you're interested in hosting. Links in the description. 10 cents per kilowatt hour instead of me paying my 30. It's gross, but this is the 9050 again. It's making $6.10 a day. These units have been profitable throughout the entire bear market, which is amazing. And yeah, I still need to mess with this thing and see if I could do Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Bells, but I need to figure out where to sell that shit. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to add me in the chat. Fat Shorty, what's up, dude? I love that name. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Nismo Miner, what's up, man? 100 Air, good to see you. Terra is my other mortgage. Bruh. You know what though? No joke. My what's it called? My electric bill, my highest electric bill was $3,200. So it was basically another mortgage before I sent all my stuff down to Terra. So take the good with the bad, I guess, right? All right, over here, let's see. What do we got? What do we want to look at today? The X16Q over here. How much are you making on that? ETC hash. This is 1.95 gigahashes, almost 2 gigahashes. It's $1.36 a day you're making on that thing. Damn. We have the KS3M 6 terahash unit making $1.29. Crazy. Yeah, I literally paid $3,200 in electric. That's when I stopped mining at my house. That's when I went solar. I started buying solar shit because I was done paying the electric bill. It was gross. It was so gross. Yeah, between that and my mortgage, it was like right off the top, ding, like 6K that month. Yeah, it was gross. It was so gross. Anyways, all right, let's see what else we got. What is this? X4QZ. What is this one? 41 cents a day. Man, I want ETC to do something. ETC needs to move. Let's look at the lithium first, then we'll look at ETC. How's lithium doing? $1.77. Nice. A little bit of a climb back in the last 7 days. Had a real shit yesterday. It was very nervous. Everybody was nervous. Oh, they had to take some quick profits from your machines before they sent them out. Told you. All right, ETC again. Ethereum Classic, guys. Its all-time high is $167. It is 88% down from where it was, almost 89% down. You guys don't think it's gonna come back? I'm telling you right now, when everything pops off, this coin is going to come back easily. At least in my opinion. I would say easy 5x. Easy. My opinion. I think it's gonna get around $100. It's just how it is. I don't know, when people don't understand crypto and they get into it, they don't know why they're getting into coins, but they see this one says Ethereum and it's way cheaper. Why wouldn't I buy this one versus that one? What happens? KS0 Ultra, this thing, man, it's getting its ass beat lately. 400 gigahashes at 39 cents a day. That's what we're getting. We're getting 39 cents a day from this thing. 400 gigahashes. Crazy. I hope the price of Casp moves up because we need it. We need it for this emission schedule. It's really killing all these machines. Like, look at the KS1, dude. It's making 13 cents a day. Oh, the KS0 Pro is 7 cents a day. This is all at 10 cents per kilowatt hour, okay? All of this. Let me just see. Let me just go to 30 cents because that's what I pay. That's what I pay here. I don't even know where the KS0 would be. Ah, here we go. KS0 Pro, I'm losing 41 cents a day if I run this thing on grid. Crazy. Good thing I have it on solar, because that would be terrible. Dude, even the Ultra is negative 9 cents. God damn. Wow, that's crazy. So the ALO right here, AL0, whatever you want to call it, 400 gigahash unit, still making $5.38 a day. And that's like the saving grace of this unit. The wattage is so low and the gigahash is so high. You're still making decent amount on these units for now, even if you have a high electric rate. So it's like very hard to be unprofitable with these. And I mean, again, you can see I could change the rate here in that. Like, you could pay like freaking insane amounts. 50 cents, dude, just to make it $200 a day on this AL1 Pro. At least for the next couple days until they ship them out. Then you're absolutely just saying. All right, moving on. GPUs. Let's see what we got over here. Hashrate.no looks like Ironfish in, is this WhoSat? HTN? I think it's WhoSat. Am I wrong? Yeah, it's the WhoSat network. I don't know anything about this coin, by the way. No idea. Don't know nothing about it. But that is the consensus all the way down. Holy shit. Pyron Hash, Ergo, and WhoSat. Ergo. Wow. The yields must be high on Ergo because the price wasn't really there yesterday. Raven coin. Man, like literally the whole thing's just Ironfish and WhoSat. So there you go. That's pretty much what you're going to be mining on anything today. If you're trying to like change coins. All right. We already went over this, but yeah, again, Ampool jumped down. Oh, they're picking up again. They just jumped back into first place. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are we going to see another rise today? I'm going to keep this tab open. We're going to see. Are they going to put on more? Man, I wonder if they just batch tested this first batch and then they shut them all off to ship them. I wonder if they're going to be testing the second batch. Oh, shit. Oh, we're so screwed. All right, moving on to the news segment of things. Let's see. Elon Musk voices support for AI safety bill. Let's see what they got to say here. Then we're going to get into the Nvidia earnings and how much Bitcoin we should own. Let's do it.
Battle lines are being drawn in the tech world over AI regulation and who should oversee it. Today, Elon Musk voiced his support for a California bill that aims to put AI guardrails in place, but some of the industry's other big names have come out sharply against those regulations. Deirdre Bosa has more on that divide for today's Tech Check. D.
Crypto Mikkel, what's up, buddy?
Yes, it is a divide indeed, Dom. And Musk's position on AI safety, it is complicated to say the least. On the one hand, he's been a major proponent, even calling for the pausing of training. On the other hand, he recently raised $6 billion for his own AI startup and released Grok, the most non-PC major chatbot that's out there. What is certain is that Musk is a major...
Can I ask a question? Because I don't understand that. What's the non-PC AI chatbot out there? What's that mean? Is it just because it's run on servers, like in the Twitter facility? Is that what she means? Like, I don't really understand that. If anybody is like on the real nerd side of things, please let me know.
Voice and player in the space. So his endorsement of the bill could be critical, especially as it moves through legislature this week. And approval would bring it to Governor Gavin Newsom's desk to either pass or veto. Now, the bill itself requires large...
Oh, it means politically correct. Oh, I'm just going to go hide under my desk.
Scale models to undergo safety testing. So it focuses on the companies developing those models, not necessarily the ones building on top of it. Something that companies themselves say is needed and claim to be doing in the first place. But where many, like OpenAI and Andreessen Horowitz, which backs a lot of these companies, what they take issue with in the bill is likely the enforcement piece of it. Among them, it would require third-party auditors to go in and assess safety practices and would also empower the state attorney general to take legal action against developers who are not compliant. And Dom, that kind of brings us back to the sticking point whenever we talk about the regulation of new technology. The companies themselves, they ask to be regulated, but they want it to be done their own way. This particular case does raise the question, why do it here in California and not at the federal level where it could have a bigger impact? The answer, which Senator Weiner, who is actually spearheading this particular bill.
That is the worst name, Senator Weiner.
What he argues as well is that that should be the case, but it just doesn't happen. It's all talk and no action. So here's where we are. This California bill, though, which is moving, Dom, could have implications for what does happen at the federal level eventually. And that is this really tricky topic of how to regulate this new technology.
Dee, the California legislature is certainly influential when it comes to this kind of thing, especially if it's a precedent center. But just how likely are we to see any kind of real movement on this that then spreads to other states and perhaps even the national level?
Right. And we know that government lawmakers are slow. And we also know that tech companies have a way of working around this or influencing what ultimately comes to fruition. In this case, you've got some major players who are opposing the bill, right? I mentioned OpenAI just a few days ago. You've also got the likes of Andreessen Horowitz, and Google has sort of come out and said that this might stifle innovation. So some really important players on one side, but I think the fact that Musk has sort of thrown his endorsement could change it a little bit. We'll have to see what happens, but we should find out in the coming weeks.
All right, Dee Bosa with today's Tech Check on AI and regulation. Thank you very much for that.
Amazing. All right, let's see. Somebody said we had 100K yet. We need 10 more subs. 10 more subs to get 100K. Super excited. All right, let's move on. Who are Nvidia's biggest competitors? Let's see what they got to say. This was about 14 hours ago on Yahoo Finance.
Investors gearing up for Nvidia's second quarter earnings tomorrow. The much anticipated print could have big implications, we know, not just for big tech, but really the broader market. For more on what this means for the AI trade, we're bringing in Patrick Moorhead, founder, CEO, and chief analyst at More Insights and Strategy. Patrick, always great to have you on the show, my friend. And you are the perfect guy to preview Nvidia results. I'm interested, Patrick, let's spin ahead. It's tomorrow after the close. Nvidia's print hits, Patrick. What do you make a beeline for in that report? Besides just the bottom and the top, what are the metrics, the data points you're going to focus on?
I just got a weird Inside Edition like thing on my phone, like a pop-up from YouTube, and it says Mariah Carey's mom and sister die on the same day. What the fuck? That's awful.
Yeah, so things I'm looking for is, this hyperscaler train is not going to stop anytime soon. I'm very confident about that. But what I am wanting to dig into is how is the enterprise business growing? That is a growth area for them beyond the hyperscalers. And the next is really the system level versus GPUs. Some people think that the company only makes GPU chips. They make GPU chips, they make networking chips, they make CPUs, they make now full racks, and then all of the software in there. That's what I'm going to be looking for. I think the final thing is to get a little bit of clarity on this rumored Blackwell push out. And even though worst case, it might be 12 weeks and customers can just buy other versions of Blackwell or the H series, I think this is what I really want to get underneath.
Patrick, it seems like, at least for right now, the analyst reaction, even some of the notes that you sent over, Wall Street seems to be brushing aside any concerns right now of these delays, of potential delays of Blackwell chips, at least in the near term. At what point, what does the time frame look like when you do get a bit more concerned about the material impact it could have down the road?
She always is wicked loud. I'm sorry, Andrew.
So I think the reason that everybody's brushing this off is because you can just buy other NVIDIA parts. I think we saw a similar type of behavior when Elon Musk with XAI, he didn't opt for the highest performance ones. He got what he could get. And so that's the behavior. I think you get into issues when you're looking at 4, 5, 6 month delay. That would be a huge challenge because it's not just about delivering the previous chips. You have to deliver and build the entire ecosystem that goes along with that.
It sounds like, Patrick, bottom line, though, you remain, at least right now, bullish, confident about NVIDIA for, at least the next 12 months?
Yeah, at least the next 12 months. I think tomorrow the question is not, is it going to be good? The question is how good. Now, obviously, it comes down to the guide, but where most of this volume is going, and that is to these hyperscalers, the Meta, Microsoft, Google, Amazons, they are packing in the CapEx, and they all talked about this on their calls. Their investors aren't up in arms because of this, even if there's not a ton of downstream benefits from AI. There is benefit, don't get me wrong. It just doesn't align with the CapEx yet. I think we have a good 12 to 18 months of this build out before people might be, looking a little bit closer.
Patrick, talk to us a little bit more just about the implications for the broader AI trade. How much is riding on these results specifically?
Pretty much everything. I mean, there's the financial world and there's the rest of the world. The financial world is bating breath here. If Nvidia does great, it means that the train keeps going, and all the downstream effects, whether it's the software, whether it's the systems, and even though there isn't a lot of correlation between how Nvidia does and how AI smartphones and AI PCs are doing, it will undoubtedly have people will make incorrect assumptions tying those two together. And even when it comes to the enterprise SaaS, whether it's the ServiceNow or the SAP or the Adobes, it will take the entire tech market with it, up or down.
Patrick, let's talk competition too. Not near to intermediate term past, but longer term, Patrick. Who poses, in your opinion, the greatest competitive challenge to Jensen Huang over there? I mean, is it Lisa Su and her team at AMD? Is it NVIDIA's own customers, the cloud giants?
Yeah, actually, it's both. I think first and foremost, it's AMD because you have GPUs with AMD's GPUs. But what an increasing risk are the hyperscalers developing their own chips. You have Meta, Microsoft, Google, and Amazon all doing a highly efficient version. It's not a GPU out there, but it's a very highly efficient version. Now, the biggest beneficiary there is going to be Broadcom. And I would say the second is Marvell, as they are the houses that fulfill and provide these to the hyperscalers. There's no one comfortable right now having NVIDIA with 90% market share, and the ecosystem is doing what it does.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It is bringing in new players and new technologies to lower the risk and potentially lower the price.
Patrick, what does the timeline look like for that? When you talk about the competitors, maybe.
Yeah, it's Sam. This was like 14 hours ago. This is just them talking about Nvidia. But yeah, their earnings are today. We're actually going to watch a video talking about their earnings coming up.
Eventually, not so much gaining an edge, but able to better compete with what NVIDIA is putting out. When we talk about this moat that NVIDIA has built, how long do you expect that to last?
So the moat is eroding. It's big. And let's just say, in simple numbers, NVIDIA has 95% market share today. I could see AMD ending their quarter, not for the year, moving that from 5 to 10% market share. And then into 2025, you will see Intel come in. You will see more hyperscalers doing their own silicon. You could see an erosion, let's say to the 25%. Let's say NVIDIA has 75% market share by the end of 2025. Maybe it's the middle of the year, maybe it's the end of the year, but these things are all moving.
Final question, Patrick. Let's talk about China. Obviously, Beijing would like to be a global technology powerhouse, and very obviously the U.S. government would like to thwart those efforts. What does that mean for NVIDIA and other companies you cover, Patrick?
Yeah, so I think for the most part, investors have factored in risk of China, and some it's upwards of 30%, and others it's down in the 10% zone. I think as it relates to specifically for the highest performance, it has been, it will continue to be very hard for China, whether it's Huawei or a few other indigenous plays in there, to be able to get to the price performance of what, let's say, an AMD or NVIDIA can do. Now, you can get the performance, you just need a lot more clusters and a lot more power and a lot more data centers. So it is a risk, but I do believe that both AMD and NVIDIA will have China versions. NVIDIA does have a China version already, but a China version of its GPUs that are tuned down with the latest architecture.
All right, Patrick Moorhead, we have to leave it there. Always great to get your insight, especially ahead of a day like.
Amazing. All right. What are we doing? Why does this one look weird? What is happening here? Let me refresh this. All right, this is talking about the market.
Well, as we've mentioned, the markets are eagerly awaiting NVIDIA results.
Yeah, this was like an hour ago, not even.
That are due later today. For some insights on the importance of these results for the markets and for the tech sector, we want to bring in Olivier Blanchard. He is Semiconductor Research Director at Futurum Group. Olivier, let's talk a little bit about this. You think that results are going to best expectations. Why is that?
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me on. And by the way, yeah, happy NVIDIA Day. It's finally upon us. We've been waiting for it for a while. So today's a little bit of like the bellwether of bellwether days for the tech sector, and especially on the chip segment side of it. And I think, NVIDIA is going to have a good day. There's no reason why they wouldn't. On the one hand, we know that AI is definitely driving the market and has been for the last few cycles. You can see the segment definitely picking up momentum. And the situation for NVIDIA is they're in a very envious position. They have basically the lion's share of the GPU market, particularly, which is so important to AI inference and training. Two, there's high demand for their product specifically and for their type of product, and supply is constrained. So you have a perfect storm of high revenue, high profitability, and I think they're going to have excellent results. That'll probably.
I'm telling you, these Mr. Potato Head glasses are in.
beat expectations. I'm
I was hearing that something like 50% of their sales go to just a few of the Magnificent Seven companies. I mean, I think that tells you a lot about what the big tech companies are willing to spend on these things. Jensen Huang has been laying out this argument that this is just the beginning. This is kind of the opening push for these things, and there's going to be much broader appeal that comes behind it. Do you buy into that argument?
I do, yeah, I do. And Nvidia kind of got a head start. You know, they had excellent GPUs. They were set up for this. And then AI, the AI craze hit, and it created this entire new industry. And they just happened to have the right types of product and the right roadmap, and the right people in the right places to make this work, to take advantage of it very early on. So now everybody's playing catch up. In a way, they're to the chip industry what Tesla was at the beginning of the EV cycle. So yeah.
And where is that demand going to be coming from? Is it healthcare companies? Is it retail? Where should we be watching?
It's coming from everywhere. So that makes my job a little bit easier in some ways and harder in others. We're starting to see, obviously, hyperscalers are starting to sort of take the lion's share of the supply, but down the line, the applications, there are applications for literally everything. So healthcare is going to be a big one. Finance is another one. Retailers are already getting into this. You're seeing Walmart definitely investing in this type of thing. So I think what people often miss about AI is we talk about chips and we talk about the Chat GPT type of applications that we're familiar with, but we're not necessarily seeing down the line what this looks like as it scales out. And I think the long tail of AI applications for every single industry that you can think of is massive. So I think we're looking at some very healthy growth in the next many cycles. So Nvidia and its competitors even are only just getting started with this. Yeah.
If you are a long-term bull, you have to be looking down the road to try and figure out what happens first. Demand dies down, or a competitor rises up and is able to take away some of the market share. Which one is more likely to happen?
Well, I don't think demand's going to die down anytime soon, so it's not going to be that. As far as the competition, AMD's making really good progress coming up with competitive products, and I think that diversification and silicon diversity in the space is definitely going to be a conversation we're going to have a lot in the next few years. But right now, looking at other competitors' roadmaps, Nvidia still has a massive advantage over everybody else. One, they have scale and momentum that everybody else has to kind of catch up to. But two, they have what we call a software moat in the industry, which is the other piece of this. It's not just hardware; it's also software. And the developer and software infrastructure that NVIDIA has built around their products is so much further ahead than everybody else that it's going to take 7-8 cycles before we start to see real threats from competitive players.
And I guess finally, if you are so bullish on all of this, stock's been doing very well. It's still about 10% from its all-time high, though. Is that just a big buying opportunity in your eyes? Looking
at their roadmap, looking at their success so far, their ability to execute, their momentum, their customer and product pipeline, even with the sort of like scaling back of the Blackwell release for a few weeks, which I don't think will matter. Yeah, I think they're on a solid growth trajectory, and I think also the profitability angle is also looking remarkably strong.
All right, let's see. Moving on to crypto world. CNBC television. Bitcoin tests support at 61,000 as crypto stays range bound. Let's see what they got to say about the drop yesterday. I think the drop happened like right after this, to be honest.
Today, crypto platform Abra settles with the SEC over charges related to the alleged unregistered offers and sales of crypto asset securities. A report out today shows that Bitcoin's rally helped create more than 84,000 new crypto millionaires in a year. And Juan Leon of Bitwise breaks down his new research revealing that long-term investors may be better off putting their money into Bitcoin instead of gold when stocks sell off.
For sure. Just buy the coin, people. Don't buy machines right now. It's my opinion.
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Talia Kaplan. Digital currency sliding this morning as the pullback from last weekend's highs continues. By noon Eastern, Bitcoin dropped nearly 3%, trading back down to the $61,000 level. Ether fell more sharply, down 5.3% and trading at $2,578, while Polygon's Matic token sank nearly 4% to 49 cents. While spot Bitcoin ETFs were a boon for crypto markets earlier this year, leading to those all-time highs we saw in March, that doesn't seem to be the case thus far with the launch of spot Ether ETFs. A report from JP Morgan out yesterday found that last week's spot Ether ETF volumes lagged the group's running average since launch by about half. About $216 million in volume traded in spot Ether ETFs on Friday, the best day of the week, compared to a running average of $434 million per day since launch. But big-time exchanges are still looking to cash in on the growing interest in crypto. NASDAQ just announced this morning it was looking to launch Bitcoin index options.
Oh, wow.
Okay, let's check out some more crypto headlines. Crypto platform Abra agreed to a settlement with the SEC for allegedly failing to register the offers and sales of its retail crypto asset lending product, Abra Earn. Yesterday, the SEC also charged Abra with operating as an unregistered investment company for at least 2 years. The associate director of the agency's Division of Enforcement said, quote, as alleged, Abra sold nearly $500 million of securities to U.S. investors without complying with registration laws designed to ensure that investors have sufficient, accurate information to make informed decisions before they invest. She went on to say that to compound the potential harm to investors, Abra allegedly sold its own securities while skirting applicable Investment Company Act provisions that provide a number of important protections to investors, including minimizing conflicts of interest. Now, an Abra spokesperson told us that without admission of wrongdoing, Plutus Lending, a subsidiary of Abra, agreed to settle and continue to comply with securities laws. The spokesperson added that no consumers were harmed at all by the settlement or wind down of Abra Earn, and that all assets for U.S. Earn customers, including accrued interest, were transferred to their Abra trade accounts in 2023. According to the SEC, to settle the charges, Abra consented to an injunction prohibiting the firm from violating the registration provisions of the Securities Act and the Investment Company Act, and requiring it to pay civil penalties in amounts to be determined by the court. Next, a Nigerian judge will hear the case against Binance and its 2 detained executives a month ahead of schedule. That's according to Reuters, which reported that the next hearing was scheduled for October 11th, but was moved to next week, September 2nd to be exact.
Wow, I wonder how much they paid to get that done.
Binance faces allegations in Nigeria of money laundering and tax evasion. The country detained 2...
Real quick, Mr. Rude Puts, thank you so much for the 249 super chat. You didn't have to do that, man. He said, where's DJ Mines? Let's go. Absolutely. I love that meme. That was the best stream ever, by the way, still to this day.
Two of the company's executives, U.S. citizen Tigran Gambarian and British Kenyan Nadeem Anjarwalla back in February, though Anjarwalla escaped Nigerian custody back in March. Binance CEO Richard Tang said in an update today that Gambarian's health has deteriorated to the point where he can't walk, and called for the U.S. government to take action to bring him home. Tang also denied some of the claims Nigeria brought against Binance in his statement, including the company's alleged responsibility for devaluing Nigeria's local currency. Last, the new report reveals that the population of crypto millionaires in the world surged 95% over the past year as Bitcoin ETFs and other crypto assets climbed. According to this report from New World Wealth and Henley & Partners, there are now 172,300 people around the globe holding more than $1 million in crypto assets. That's up from 88,200 last year. The report also reveals that the number of pure Bitcoin millionaires more than doubled to 85,400. The surge reflects the rapid growth of Bitcoin ETFs, which now have more than $50 billion in assets since launching in January and have touched off a wave of institutional participation. All right.
We are at 99,999 right now. I'm gonna screenshot this so you guys could see it. It probably froze me for a second. That's crazy. We need one more sub. One more sub. Insane.
All right, for our main story, research out this month from Bitwise Asset Management suggests that long-term investors might be better off flocking to Bitcoin rather than gold when stocks sell off. I spoke with the author, Juan Leon, about his research and the 12-month outlook for Bitcoin. You put out a note a couple of weeks ago arguing that history suggests to buy Bitcoin when there is blood on the streets. Of course, we saw that crypto sell off in early August. You point to that in your research, noting that Bitcoin nosedived more than 14.5% between August 2nd and 5th. You wrote that the sharp pullback sparked questions, including whether Bitcoin is in fact a hedge asset, and so you decided to dig into the historical data. Can you take us through the data you analyzed, how you went about it, and what conclusion you reached? What was your key takeaway?
Absolutely. From that volatile episode, what I did was I decided to look at every instance during the past 10 years when the S&P 500 dropped by 2% or more in a day, and then I compared it to the performance of both Bitcoin and gold over the following year. And what I found was that on average, gold returned 8% over those next 12 months, while Bitcoin returned 190%. So my takeaway for investors is that history tells you that the next time the stock market sells off, you're better off buying Bitcoin as a long-term portfolio hedge instead of gold.
See, but I wish like there needs to be more big guys that advocate people holding their own funds, their own Bitcoin, not like just purchasing it and leaving it on these exchanges. That's like my biggest fear with people buying Bitcoin right now, like all these new people, you know what I mean?
Interesting. Now, your research points to the quote, bad news for Bitcoin, which is that the data shows that Bitcoin is an unreliable short-term hedge. You wrote that Bitcoin's one-day return seems to have no relationship to what's happening in the stock market at all. Were you surprised by that? And why do you think that is?
Yeah, I wasn't too surprised. What I found was that sometimes Bitcoin goes up when the stock market goes down. Sometimes it goes sideways. Sometimes it falls much more than the market. And it doesn't surprise me because the drivers of Bitcoin are different than the drivers of the stock market, which is why Bitcoin tends to have a low correlation to the stock market and is a great asset as a portfolio diversifier. Now, if you're looking for your perfect hedge on a short-term one-day basis, then Bitcoin is not great in that sense because sometimes it helps, but sometimes it doesn't. But what I did find is that, and the reality is that most investors care about.
It's official. We just hit 100K. Perfect. Appreciate all you guys. You're insane.
Long-term performance and invest for the long term. And on a longer term basis, it does turn out that Bitcoin has historically been a much better performer than gold for your portfolio over the long term after market shocks.
Yeah, and expanding on that, you wrote that in the year after a 2% or greater pullback in stocks, gold substantially underperforms the bounce in stocks, averaging a nearly 8% return. But Bitcoin, quote, more than makes up for its volatility with a whopping average return of nearly 190%. Were you surprised by that discovery? What does that signal to you?
Well, that shows me that gold is a mature asset and as a result of that, doesn't have that much long-term appreciation.
Yeah, you can unsub now if you want, Steven Cicero.
Whereas Bitcoin is still a nascent asset in its early adoption phase of institutional and global wider consumer adoption. And so it has strong store value properties, limited supply, and decreasing new issuance of Bitcoin. And so over the long term, it should perform as a great store of value. And I think that, coupled with its growth properties, because it's an early adopted asset that is growing in acceptance around the world, I think those two characteristics are really powerful and make it a great long-term store of value for your wealth.
Now, in your research, you also write that the 12-month outlook for Bitcoin is one of the most bullish you've seen, considering several catalysts, including spot Bitcoin ETF inflows and the expectation of Fed rate cuts. Can you take us through those catalysts and others that could potentially propel Bitcoin's price?
Yes. Well, the launch of the Bitcoin ETFs this year has been what we call the IPO moment for Bitcoin, and it's ushering in institutional investors into Bitcoin. And what we've seen is great adoption thus far. We've seen since launch almost 18 billion in net inflows, which has been a record and the best performing category of ETF launches in history. And we've seen now two sets of 13F filing seasons of institutional managers and their holdings. And what we saw in this second filing compared to the first one is that the total number of institutional investors holding Bitcoin ETFs rose 14% quarter over quarter, from 965 firms to 1,100. And their share of total AUM of Bitcoin ETFs rose as well from 18% to 21%. So altogether, institutional investors closed the quarter holding more than 11 billion in Bitcoin ETFs. So we see institutional adoption rising, more assets flowing into the ETFs, and that is great for the asset class. It shows more adoption by institutions, and I think it will continue to drive the price higher. And then we're also seeing now, we saw this past weekend, Fed Chair Jerome Powell, in a statement, he said that the time has come for policy to adjust. And I think that was a pivotal statement. And I think that marks the end of the rates being higher for longer era and has kickstarted the rate cutting cycle of 2024 and 2025. You now see CME futures pricing in a 100% chance of a rate cut in September and 200 basis points of cuts over the next year. And as we've seen, rate cuts are historically good for risky assets like Bitcoin because they lower the discount rate that is used to calculate the long-term value of assets, and that gives prices a boost. But more than that, they also inject animal spirits into the markets. So
animal spirits. All right, sorry, I didn't want to cut him off, but this guy is just not breathing in between his sentences. All right, Carl Coate, thank you so much for being a member for 15 months. Wow, congratulations, chump. Thank you so much. He said keep up the great work. You're awesome, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We have All Set for 16 months being a member, dude. You're insane. Thank you. He says CCXD equals the coolest cat. I think that's what my logo is supposed to be. We're still undecided if it's a fox, raccoon, or a cat. We're not really positive. Crypto KJ, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. We got Automatic Beats. Douglas got one. Kyle Rosa, Mike R. And who else? Who else? Pocket Change. She was gifted a membership. Hell yeah. Pocket Change got one. That's awesome. We got Tim I Am Crypto, 8 months being a member. Dude, thank you so much. You're awesome. He said, congrats. Appreciate you. All Set gifted 5 memberships. Dude, you're insane. You don't have to do that. You guys don't have to do that. I appreciate it, though. JB, thank congrats to you. You got a membership. Tains got a membership. Let's see. We got Eric got one. MH and Way Too Fast for it. Dude, you guys are all awesome. I appreciate you all. Oh, Dave Jack got one, too. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Perfect. Congrats to everybody.
So my sense is that Powell's statement fired the starting gun for a new bull market in crypto. And I think that will be very positive.
I just appreciate you guys all hanging out with me. If you could hit the like button, though, that would be amazing. Very amazing. Thank you.
And it certainly will be very interesting to see if your forecast comes to fruition. Your note does, however, warn that we are likely not out of the woods quite yet, as investors are still on edge from market swings and the uncertainty of the U.S. presidential election. On top of that, there are signs of a slowing global economy and escalating tensions in the Middle East. So with all those factors in the mix, do you think Bitcoin can surpass that all-time high above $73,000 reached back in March in the coming months? What's your timeline?
I do think so. I think we have very positive catalysts over the medium and long term. However, as you mentioned, I think we do have to clear a few things in the short term before prices move meaningfully higher. I think the market needs to finish clearing the sales of Bitcoin from Mt. Gox and the US government. We need to see what enforcement actions may come as we approach the end of the SEC's fiscal year in September. As you mentioned, politics has been a big topic, and we need to have better clarity on what the Harris campaign will take toward crypto. And then what the outcome of the U.S. election will be. At this point, Trump winning is clearly more favorable for the industry. And so all things equal, higher odds of him winning or moving up in the polls will be supportive of crypto prices as we get closer to the election. And then
did I just miss some? 56, you donated 10 memberships. How did I miss that? And Vinny, dude, thank you so much for the 5-month membership. Perfect. Jesus, I didn't even notice. Let me see. Dave Jack, Randy Hipper, the Wicked Jester, Todd got one. Bacon, Eggs, and Hash, Amplifier Gaming, and my whole family is rating the stream now. Everybody else that got one, you're awesome. I didn't even notice, but 56, you're the best. Thank you so much, dude. And everybody else that gifted memberships, you guys didn't have to. Thank you.
Lastly, we need to see those Fed rate cuts take effect. But I do think a new era has begun, and it will gain momentum as we push through the election and those other clouds of uncertainty hanging over the market. But I think once we're on the other side, I think we'll see Bitcoin at new all-time highs of 100,000 or higher, and that could happen as soon as the end of this year or later into 2025, depending on how these different catalysts play out and how quickly we move through them.
Now, Leon also elaborated on crypto's role in the upcoming presidential election and weighs in on how spot Bitcoin and Ether ETFs have been performing. You'll be able to check out his full interview over at cnbc.com.
All right. Sorry, I unplugged my headphones. I picked up my kid and he kicked the cord out of my GoXLR. All right, moving on to the videos. Let's see what we got over here. Owning 0.001 Bitcoin is actually a huge deal, and it actually is if you think about it as property and not just digital currency. Let's get into it.
Real estate is already crashing really hard against Bitcoin.
Real estate's over.
How much Satoshis does someone now need to accumulate to buy a home in like 20 years?
I think it's just a completely misunderstood asset.
You need to own this amount of Bitcoin. 0.001, worth about
$64, people. Please, if you don't have any Bitcoin, take $100 out of your next paycheck and just get some. It's worth it, and you should have it. All right, so let's see. We got a whole bunch of other things here. Sustainable Crypto, thank you for being a member for 14 months, dude. You're awesome. Perfect. We got Crypto KJ, $2 super chat. Well done, Mario. Congrats on 100K. You're the worst. Plumber jokes never get old. Andrew Masad, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, dude. Didn't have to do that. Congrats on 100K subs. Thanks for getting us through the hard times. You're amazing. You're all amazing. Thank you so much.
$65 today. owning 0.001 Bitcoin is actually a big deal. If you can, you should get 0.01 Bitcoin, about 650, but if you can't, that's okay. Owning 0.001 Bitcoin is actually all you need. And in this video, I'll explain why. Like the video, support the content.
I know you guys all call me Mario, but this kid, he sleeps with this Mario in his hand all night. I'm not even kidding. He holds it all day, all night. He doesn't let it go, ever. It's insane. Royce's Adventure, thank you so much. 199 Super Jack, congrats. You deserve it. You're awesome. Thank you, buddy.
This video on social media. More regular people like you, like me, need to understand this. Just send this video to one person who you like and who you want to see come up with you. So, did you know BlackRock is secretly buying Bitcoin behind the scenes? You know BlackRock has a Bitcoin ETF where others can buy Bitcoin through them. Over 20 billion in Bitcoin inflows just through the BlackRock ETF alone. Not to mention all of the ETFs in total seeing a new all-time high today, actually. 300,000 Bitcoin sucked up into all the ETFs. You know this, but
damn.
Did you know BlackRock is secretly buying Bitcoin behind the scenes? I say secretly because although this information is public for those who know where to look, this is not getting reported.
Oh, damn. What? That's crazy. Mr. Fully Electric, thanks for being a member for 11 months. CCXD, I can't wait to see your silver YouTube award. Dude, me neither, actually. It's probably just a piece of plastic 3D printed, but you know what? I'm still excited to get it.
We report stuff like this to you all the time. We give you an edge in crypto. If you're interested in making money and doing well in crypto, make sure you subscribe to Altcoin Daily. The fact that BlackRock is buying their own Bitcoin ETF is huge. They've been doing this regularly. They steadily keep accumulating Bitcoin. They steadily keep increasing their Bitcoin. They just bought 4,000 more shares of their own Bitcoin ETF. The last disclosure, they had 12,000. Now they have 16,000. And there's no reason to think that they're stopping here. And this is just their company. We don't know how much Bitcoin they personally own. How much Bitcoin do you think Larry Fink personally owns? At least one whole Bitcoin, right? Probably a lot more. He argues for Bitcoin like he owns a lot of it.
There's a lot of merit to it. There's a lot of opportunity. It is a great store, and this is where you can debate. Is it a good store?
But you know how it's made. A bunch of computers figure out
But
math problems.
but the issue is if people believe that it can be an asset that can be cross-border. Right. And let's be clear, if you're in a country where you're fearful of your government, and maybe this is one of the reasons why China has banned it. Mm-hmm. If you're in a government where if you're in a country where you're fearful of your future, fearful of your government, or you're frightened that your government is devaluing its currency by too much deficits.
Like us.
I'm not going to go there.
Go the little elephant in the room here.
Yeah. You could say this is a great potential long-term store of value. And as I said, it's like digital gold, and I believe.
But you still can't buy a slice of pizza with it. Isn't that kind of odd that we're?
But you can't buy a price of pizza with palladium or gold.
Good point.
No, but there you can do stuff with them. I can get stuff with. I mean, people use gold for stuff, right?
But you could buy and sell your Bitcoin, no different than gold.
Facts.
So it is very.
But gold is put in like
jewelry,
and you know, iPhones. I think there's in some electronics there's
it's
gold.
more silver. And nickel.
But you see what I'm saying? It's there are practical uses. Bitcoin, it's literally a ledger. Right?
It is a ledger, but it's an international ledger. It's cross-border. It's bigger than any government.
So 0.001 Bitcoin is all you need. 0.001 Bitcoin today is $65. The simple reason why I say get this much Bitcoin is if you want to purchase a home in 20 years.
I saw this. This is extremely interesting. 664 Bitcoin would have bought you a house back in 2016 at $288,000. 2020, it was $328,000, right? 329 basically. It would cost you 45 Bitcoin. And now 2024, $434,700 would cost you 6.6 Bitcoin. That's crazy to think about. Just looking at it like that, it's so cut and dry. Like, If you guys don't have Bitcoin yet, I don't know what to tell you.
Fiat is losing so much purchasing power.
It's crazy.
Bitcoin is gaining purchasing power. And we're even assuming the cost of a home is worth more in the future. It's more expensive. Let's assume that in the future, one home costs $1 million. 0.001 Bitcoin gets you that home in.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if that was the case?
20 years, at least according to investing expert Peter Dunsworth speaking on the Robin Sear Daily Bitcoin podcast. And guess what? If you don't want to wait 20 years, if you want that home a lot sooner, 0.1 Bitcoin gets you that home a lot sooner. Listen to this and tell me what you think.
Real estate is already crashing really hard against Bitcoin. You can see the average US and UK home prices. And 5 years ago, it was around 30 Bitcoin, and now it's around 5-6 Bitcoin, the average home price. And it's already like from 30 to 5, it's like a massive crash already in 5 years. How much Satoshis does someone now need to accumulate to buy a home in like 20 years? When we see that trend continuing, like now you need like 500 million Satoshis, but it's already crashing down a lot from this 32 Bitcoin. What do you think is like a rough estimate to buy a home? Because I'm really interested in...
DJ is screaming like a maniac. I don't even know whose super chat that was. Does it say crypto... KJ, is that Crypto KJ? Is that long ago? That was so delayed. That's crazy. Well, I apologize. We're probably going to hear him scream for a bit. You guys are all awesome. Andrew Masad and Royce, you guys didn't have to donate. You're all amazing. Thank you.
Measuring Bitcoin not in US dollars, but measuring Bitcoin in like, oh, how much kilograms of gold can I buy? How much land can I buy? How much real estate can I buy? I think it makes way more sense to measure Bitcoin against something real and not something of fiat.
I think if we're going to assume that an average European home price is going to be €1 million. I'm not sure what it is now, but I presume it's substantially lower than that. If I can speculate that it's circa €500,000 now, I think 500,000 would be very generous across the board of the EU. I think in the next 20 years, an average European home price is going to be, roughly €1 million. And I think you're going to be able to get that for 0.001 of a Bitcoin, roughly 1 million Satoshis. I think it's just a completely misunderstood asset. I think volatility is going to continue to scare people, and I don't think there's a solution to that volatility problem. And a lot of people get scared about Bitcoin's volatility and they think it's a bug, but they don't understand the volatility is the feature. That's the ability for Bitcoin to be worth 100 million or $1 billion. On that, a revision of that, how much is a home going to cost? I wouldn't be surprised if it's 100,000 Satoshis in 20 years' time. And that seems completely insane, but...
It does seem completely insane, but it could be completely true. Mr. Steven Cicero, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I Know Nothing, Randy Mackay, Jake Weiler, and Keen Bean got one. Congrats, guys.
Relative to where everyone is right now and the need that is going to come for Bitcoin, I don't think that's outrageous to think whatsoever, but there is going to be some people who are going to go out on the risk curve, who need Bitcoin, who have to take the risk because they don't have any other options. And this is where, if I look at the demographics for investing in real estate v Bitcoin, real estate's over. You've got the generation which holds all the wealth owning 80-90% of the real estate. Now, the generations who are going to inherit that wealth, the millennials, Gen Zs, what have you, they're not interested in owning huge homes and tying up a huge amount of capital to that. That's not what they're about. They're about experiences. They're about having flexibility, optionality, and having all of your assets tied up in a huge home. Making huge generalizations here isn't as appealing as having, 10, 20, 30, 50 Bitcoin at your disposal and being able to rent that lifestyle for pennies on the dollar. And I'll give you an example here. If you want to, in Australia, if you want to hold or purchase a really nice home, it's going to cost you circa $10 million in the part of the world that I am. And you're going to have a stamp duty to purchase that property, which is a government tax that they levy on you just to purchase it. They're going to charge you close to $700,000 to $800,000 just to purchase it in a one-off fee. So it's going to cost you, call it $11 million to purchase that property. You can finance maybe 50% of it. So you're going to have a $5 million loan on it. That $5 million loan is going to be at a rate of 6 or 7%. That 7% on $500,000 is going to cost you $350,000 a year. and you can't claim that as a tax deduction. And that's how much it's going to cost you to own it. It's going to cost you $5 million or $6 million in equity, plus a $5 million mortgage that's going to cost you $350,000 a year. Alternatively, you can just rent that lifestyle and you can pay 1% to 2% of the value of that property, and you can rent that. So I look at the Gen Z, I look at that and think, why would they pay, $5 million plus $350,000 a year just to own that property when they can rent that lifestyle for $200,000 a year, and they can save the $5 million, put that into Bitcoin, and they can have a return of 50% on that per annum. So they're making $2.5 million a year investing it in Bitcoin, and it's saving them $150,000 in running costs per annum on the property. Yet they get.
Real quick, Dan R, did you just send me 2 Solana? Thank you so much, dude. Dude, you just perfect. My kid's here, so I can't just show what you did, but you put it on the table. Just beef bus. Thank you so much. Joker Miner, appreciate you too. You don't have to do that either. You're insane. Thank you. Congrats on the 100K. And he gave me a $100 super chat. Dude, you're insane. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much. It means a lot. I think I'm going to take these kids to the trampoline park to celebrate today. Let's do it.
The same result.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
The baby boomers don't understand what's coming down the road. There's no one coming to buy their big properties, or not the level that's needed to maintain those values. So what needs to happen? You either need to get really loose credit policies with really low interest rates to maintain those property values, or alternatively, you just move to an investment where the demographics and the population are in your favor. And by my calculations, there may be 1 million people on that little Bitcoin island right now. And there's going to be 8 billion people there in the next 20 years. So where do you want your money? Where the people are going to be.
So there you have it. 0.001 Bitcoin is all you need. This is a
What do you guys think about that? 0.001 Bitcoin. Man, I still can't believe you guys just did that. Thank you so much. For anybody that's here or just joining, we're recapping things now at this point. And yeah, we just hit 100K. So that's freaking amazing. I appreciate all you guys. You're all fantastic. It's been a long 4-year grind. I'm not even kidding. It's crazy. I almost quit a couple times too, actually, but I didn't. I stuck with it, and slow and steady wins the race, I guess. So I'm super happy and appreciative of all you guys. And man, yeah, just thank you a lot. All right, let's get into the recap and go from there. D-Miners, what's up, dude? I haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. All right, Bitcoin 59,895, dropped a little bit since we started. We got Ethereum at 2523. Guys, listen, don't get your hopes up, right? With this red market, this is just an opportunity, another opportunity to buy. That's all it is. We have Solana 147 bucks, XRP at 57 cents. We got ADA at 36 cents. I think that's a steal. Near Protocol is probably a steal as well, $4.52. I got some at like $3.90 the other day. Don't unplug that, please. Don't unplug that. My kid is like pulling my cord to my headphones. We got LTC over here, 61.65. I think LTC is definitely a steal. If you guys don't have LTC, please don't sleep on it. Caspa 16 cents, still a steal in my opinion. They haven't even got a tier 1 listing yet. I think Kraken, if I'm not mistaken, is coming up real soon with that. Insane. I can't wait till they get listed, see what happens there. But just be ready to get out with a little bit, at least take some profits, right? Don't just hold till cows come home, because they might never come home. Dogecoin's at 10 cents. I think that's pretty much it. Nothing really jumping out at me, to be honest, guys. Toncoin's down a bit today. You guys know the Telegram token had a little bit of drama this past couple days, but is what it is. And I guess this Dogs coin that's up 27%, the biggest earner of the day, is a meme coin on Ton, you guys were saying. So it's makes way more sense now. Makes way more sense. But it's ranked 79th at a $796 million market cap, which is insane. Geek of all trades. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. We just hit 100K, man. You missed it. I'm kidding. We did hit 100K, but you didn't miss it. I appreciate you, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Flashbang for anybody just joining. We got the Fear and Greed Index at a 30. Crazy. It is at a 30. I was looking at Whosat earlier. Let's see. Trending coin seems to be Toncoin still. Let me refresh this. Yeah, Toncoin. We got Dogs and Simon's cat? What the fuck is that? What is Simon's cat? What is happening here? God damn it. So much stuff. Anyways, that's it, dudes, guys, girls, everybody. You're all amazing. Geek of all trades. Thanks for being a member for 24 months. Dude, 100K LFG, bro. Dude, that's sick. Yeah, I'm so happy. I am so happy to finally have made it. Kind of. Now, it wasn't a waste of 4 years. We made it. I'm just kidding. I enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, trust me, I would have quit a while ago. It's a lot of work, but it's fun to do. I like making videos for you guys. Again, Joker Miner and Dan R, you guys are fantastic. I can't believe you did that. Thank you so much for the donations, and everybody that donated memberships. You guys are awesome as well. I appreciate all of you, as you know. We're gonna do, I have to do some sort of giveaway at some point. I don't know when. My kid, you see him back there? He's about to, he sticks his fingers in the, like, on the, he like flips the little GPU thing on the PCIe 16 slot. He like plays with it and then flicks the fans. Like, he's gonna break things off of those. I know it for a fact. But maybe I should give away one of those boards and a bunch of other shit. I have so much stuff, man. I gotta give stuff away. But Crypto KJ, leave me alone, all right? Try if I want to. All right, anyways, guys, listen, I gotta get out of here. I gotta take my daughter school shopping. I have her what is it, the like to meet the teacher thing tomorrow, so I gotta go do that. We gotta get her some school supplies because they want everything to be there tomorrow so they can have it all set for them when they show up on their first day of school. So that's gonna be new. But yeah, that's it. You guys have a good day. No, DJ, honestly, I'm just tired. I'm so tired. I haven't gotten any sleep the last couple days. It's been brutal. Anyways, all right, guys, listen, love you all. Let's go raid Miss Randy Hipper. I'm going to send you guys over there. She starts in 3 minutes. At least hit the like button for her if you guys cannot stick around. I'll catch you guys maybe later tonight. Maybe I'll do a surprise stream at some point. And until then, peace out. Have a good day, guys. Oh, and don't forget,
if she don't hawk to her, we don't talk to her.
Hawk to her and spit on that name.
Perfect.
So is that a joint?
Eat shit, Gary.